as well. If the ganks are really heavy and successful for TnC, and it could be either hero, it could be either Disruptor or the Sand King, that could... Sounds very dangerous for Shadow Fiend. He's got to worry about the Jug Spin, assuming it is a mid.
So do you like TnC's draft there?
I don't know. I usually just look at what colors look better, and that's usually my prediction. Or stuns, one of those two. Who has more stuns? That's pretty equal, so I really have no idea.
All right, with that, guys, we're going to have Luminous and Gods finishing up our Game 3 of this series.
Well, here we go, Lumi. One of these two teams is being knocked out of the TI5 SCA qualifiers. The Philippines will be left with one hope remaining to take on the Korean Overlords in MVP. An MVP.
I think TnC has what it takes to go all the way. Although, when I went out, Rave seems to be the couch favorite outside on the Mango stream.
Okay. So. I'm 50. I feel coming into Game 3, before saying the draft, I would have said TnC like 55, even like 53-47 or something stupid.
That's like not even saying anything.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's very even coming in. I think Rave the bigger name, and a lot of people coming into this qualifier didn't know who TnC were, but they to me were a team who maybe should have even won Group A if they didn't have that one bad series.
Skank though.
They're ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they don't walk in.
They just go for the safe rune, which is alright.
Nobody's up top. Now let's get our marathons on.
Prophet has TP.
Queen of Pain's winning it.
Prophet has TP.
It's Brood versus Queen of Pain. Who's gonna get there?
It's the most anticlimactic race.
Queen of Pain.
Blink Law.
She got it. Look at her. Work those legs.
Double rune.
You know Queen of Pain gets some good exercise.
You know that's one of the few rare cases that Prophet could have hit level 2 instantaneously. Got the bot rune TP at the top. It's like, yep, I won. And then I could jungle.
I'm about to say, what's the value of having level 2 Prophet instead of having a Queen of Jug who's going to have a much easier mid lane?
Look, I'm not saying that's the best play, but hey.
Insta Sentry gets put down, and they've got 3 heroes here, so Rio's going to be forced to... almost latches. That hits. They even use the second Sentry. They catch Rio. No, they will get this kill. He's trapped here. He can't move. He can't go over pathing with the damage being taken in.
First blood to Disruptor. All right.
That's a great start for TnC.
Also, AU has moved on to the Sand King. Generally, kind of the playmaker, the roamer of the two supports. So
play the Earthshaker in Game 1,
exactly,
the Farming Disruptor Game 2.
So, this particular matchup, how would you think it works? I've never really seen it too much. So
Jug versus SF?
Yeah.
I imagine it's pretty good for the SF until Jug hits 6, and then he has to be kind of careful. For Jug, it's just get your bottle up as early as possible and use that to sustain yourself in lane.
Do you think he goes bottle though? Because I know I'm pretty certain that Jug goes boots first, and when he goes boots first, do you kind of have to go boots first yourself?
Yeah, I'd say if you see Jug get boots, SF is thinking, I want my own boots. SF, once he has a couple... If SF gets a decent number of early souls, he can win the farm battle and make it hard for Tiki to actually last hit. It looks like he's got 700 gold. We'll see what he picks up in just a second here, but yeah.
Alright, it's going for bot.
I think you need the bottle. If you go boots and you don't get a kill, or you just get hit by a couple raises, suddenly you have no sustain in the lane. Yeah. To me, bottle first is the only way to play the Jug side of this matchup.
Well, at least Prophet is having a decent time. Seems like he's not complete zoned out in the lane. You don't see him kind of retreating back into the jungle. I mean, another reason to go for boots first is your Prophet could come in, so you could play a lot more aggressive.
That's true.
But
that's where you keep track of, especially keeping track of how many Tangos are on the Shadow Fiend. Yeah. The Shadow Fiend wants to always have at least one Tango to get out of his Sprout. At the same time, Tiki wants a Tango to get inside of the Sprout. Should he not be caught in with the Blade Fury, you can just Tango in, join the Shadow Fiend, and spin away.
Are we going to see a Courier Snipe? It's walking. It's delivering.
Oh,
you just seen it.
Yeah, I did see it. Not going to... Oh, he sends it south.
But it's walking past the ward, though. Ooh. Look.
Is bottle growing? He's going to put the bottle on there as well. This could be...
Is it walking south? That's the question.
Oh, if it doesn't look like it. He fakes him out.
You know, earlier when Prophet TP at level 1 to drop that ward, I thought it was going to be a behind the tower ward for that play. But, I
mean, could
the dream
somewhat
there.
serve double purposes, because so many mids now send that courier through that pathway.
Right, you're playing very defensively. They will get a D ward.
So Ryan knows about this, but he's not contesting the lane at all, and he really needs at least level 3 to start getting that spiraling army out. He's forced to use webs very defensively in lane, and having just level 2, this means he just eliminated one of his previous webs in the lane.
So would you say that TnC have done a fairly good job? I mean, the first blood aside, this Brood is not doing much, right?
I think a big part of it is the first blood, because that meant Brood missed a lot of experience in lane.
Yeah, that's fair.
Normally, Brood would hit level 3 a lot faster. Brood, it's like you die and you hit like each level timing a bit slower, maybe. But they've done a good job. They've been entirely prioritizing, it seems, for the most part, keeping Brood out of the lane. One support maybe doing some pulls.
Yeah, so I mean, I think some of us were saying this draft is somewhat Rave favored, but given how the first 4 minutes has went, it was first blood towards TnC. They got both bounty rooms, and Juggernaut is having a grand old time in the mid lane. So I think
it's. I mean, that's the dream start for TnC. So I think things are going pretty good for TnC.
But it's not so bad to say that all right, game's over for Rave. I think they are still very much so in it. It comes down to the early game support rotation because oh, hold that thought, because Sam H is about to get killed.
It's not a hero-player combination that you want to give an good early game start to. By the way, the CS in mid lane, T-Heat.
Yeah, he's leading by a lot. I'm not sure exactly how. Fissures kind of come in under the tower range. He's still going to go in. Omni Slash is going to get the bounces correctly.
Outplayed.
And that's going to kill. Yeah.
Jugmage is turning fire. About to say, get out of the tower range and then stop fighting. And he's got Blade Fury in about 10 seconds time. So.
And that cooldown, he's balling up. He could actually go for this play. TP coming
Prophet
for Prophet.
could TP him with
Do you see him go into the trees?
I think he may have. Pokes his head out now, so.
By the way, whatever happened to that meme, hide in the trees or stay in the trees? I don't hear it anymore. Oh, look at this.
Wow.
Look at this tactics.
That's one of the very few Dota mechanics I really do not like and think should be removed. Is TPing to refill bottles.
I can see that, yeah.
I like that there's the lingering fountain so you can throw spells if it's your own bottle, but I don't like how you can have a support TP in to fill up someone else's bottle.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it matters if you got rid of it entirely, that you can't even use it on your own bottle, like when you TP in and throw spells. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Oh, Ice Rock, I guess, does not agree. By the way, this Prophet is dead. He actually walked towards
There's no mana for a fissure. But Chrissy.
Yeah, that cast actually killed him. Here comes the Juggernaut. He does not have Omni Slash. Chrissy, though. Oh, well, that shield is blocking a ton with the spin, but despite so...
As soon as it pops, it's... Well, okay, won't chase further. Teehee off to a great start here. Comes Jay. Wants the 6-minute rune more than anything, and Teehee...
Oh, he didn't get the last... Did he not have mana or something? Or he missed
one. I don't think he has the kill. It was level 3 raise. I think it would have been a bit short on damage anyways, and... More than anything, Jay wanted to make sure the 6-minute rune didn't go to the Jug, who could then stay in lane, heal himself back up, and continue to farm.
Just have Prophet TP in, don't worry. You refill your bottle. Right.
You're laughing, but I was about to say that could very well have happened.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
I'm surprised it didn't happen. Yeah. But Jug, I think... Oh no, he didn't run for the top row. That's actually still there. He's actually bottle crying, so there we go. Courier's slowly walking back to base.
Alright, so last time I saw him play this Jug mid, it's... Essentially, he plays it like a hard ganker. He loves to just dive between the towers.
Is it like drums, Yasha? What kind of item?
Yeah, I think it's face drums, I want to say. Yep. But there was like S and Y in the mid game, but he's actually not ranking up Healing Ward because level 9 last time he had 4401. It's just the one. I feel like you could easily justify the 1 point in early stats, and now start going elsewhere. Actually goes for crit. Okay. I wonder if that 1 point is necessary for the mana to have the Omni Slash, because it is very mana intensive. Yes. But he also upgrades Magic Wand simply for the purpose of getting more stats. So, I mean, if Teehee was here, I would actually be very curious in terms of why was there a big difference in terms of the skill build. Soul Ring on Quap. So Bloodstone. Is this where you? Okay, I feel like against Brood, yeah, that's probably one of the key matchups where it makes sense. You need mana. Yeah, okay. Doesn't bottom lane? No, this has not been Sam H's game. It's not been his series, really. He struggled a bit last game on the Bristleback and get caught out again here on the Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're going to gank Jayo, and a nice rotation from Disruptor. See ya. Oh, he's going to come back, though. Where'd it go? What? It's surely still there. Yeah, it's got the activate. Okay, there we go. Okay, it went away. That was weird. Alright, so I think at this point Prophet should just start jungling. And I think he's going there. Yep. Oh, Sanking's jungling too, so maybe not. He can kind of share. Oh, he's almost got Blink. Wow. This is every game with AO. This one, more so than any of the previous, though. A 9-minute Blink. And he didn't get the first... He did get the first blood. No, he didn't. No, it was just Disruptor that got the first blood.
This is actually ridiculous. You could play like the greediest possible Sand King, and 8.5 minute blink would be insanely good.
Yeah, I actually think with this blink, you just go mid again. You shut down the Shadow Fiend.
If you can kill Chrissy, great, but I think you'd need either Queen of Pain to TP in or the Juggernaut with an Omni Slash. So, yeah, JO's the safe kill.
Yeah, it's a high percentage kill, and Shadow Fiend, yeah, sure, he can make that comeback, but look at him. He's got Circlet and Boots.
Yep. So, no money for a smoke. Ideally, you'd beg a support to buy your smoke. Okay, he's got a support there. Disruptor's got the smoke for him. And
okay, they have Static Storm. They could kill them.
Blink, Bar Strike, Static Storm. This, to me, is a better kill than the Shadow Fiend, assuming you get it, and they have got the damage to get it. He puts the...
Oh, they will get it off.
He had half a second there, but he didn't get out of there. Epicenter, Static Storm, everything being thrown on Chrissy.
He just walks out of it. That's cool, you know. There's like shield. It's sometimes really like buggy. Or did it just
I mean, it was level 1. It may have ended.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I want to say that might have ended.
And it's going to be a drum through on Juggernaut.
Yep. And this is where he will start leveling up the healing ward probably, since he'll have more stats, more mana to work with, and he'll be much more aggressive around the map.
I also think this is a great Battle Fury game if you want to go for it in more of a mid to late, considering that there's the Broodmother.
Yeah, I think they've got enough clear with Sand King and Queen of Pain, so that
it's not a bad item when you're Omni Slashing too. It's
yeah. I'm not sold on the Battle Fury. I think Battle Fury is much more like, okay, the early to mid, it's more like a comeback item if the early mid game isn't going well and you feel like you got to go for the late game.
So I guess
to me it doesn't suit the TnC playstyle.
Yeah, I guess once you go Battle Fury, you're like, well, we're effed. Broodmother Midas, okay.
Standard for the most part.
Yeah.
It's one of those heroes where there's no real like 11, 12 minute item that you can spend your money on to do something crazy good. Nice initiation. Well timed.
I think that this would be a decent Orchid game, though we haven't seen Orchid on Brew for a while.
Orchid's one of those, and the few times I do see it, I'm always kind of underwhelmed by it.
Look at Jo, he's just...
You know, his blink on Sand King is just such a threat. No one can be somewhere else. Look at Witch Doctor at the same time, also, bottom tier 1 tower, hiding.
Yeah.
Nobody can come to a lane unless they have friends.
Yeah.
But they've implemented the hand-holding policy here, as Rave have to either hide or move around together. They're doing so at top lane, and TP's coming in. That's Juggernaut with an Omni Slash.
Oh, Drum's going to get used, and Chrissy is the target. He goes in the tree for now. Glimpse, is he going to go zip back in the trees? Static Storm was waiting for him, and Chrissy is going to eat up Omni Slash. He will go down as a result. How many more
he didn't Omni Slash as well. He's still got it. He may go for the Witch Doctor with this. The car's bouncing around. Oh! He gets chain stunned. That was very fortunate. And Chrissy fought back to take this fight.
Yeah, I think he could get the Queen of Pain killed. I think Chain's on cooldown, though. Disruptor on the run, and he should make it home. Keep in mind, Juggernaut, in theory, could buy back as well and join the fight, but looks like he's going to hold on to it.
Jug didn't get Blade Fury or Omni Slash off because of some just Witch Doctor cast. Kind of RNG, maybe. I don't know if there's anything else for it, like after the second bounce for it to go.
He had 15-1 as well, so yeah, I guess.
He was just permanently stunned there. That was... Could have gone very differently if he gets an Omni Slash off, then he Blade Fury, pops down the healing ward, and suddenly Jug doesn't die, and I'd say Witch Doctor looked very dead there.
Yeah. But I say that was a decent fight for TnC, though, because they still forced the buyback on the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, and I think Ember Spirit, one of the less early to mid-game item-dependent heroes. It's not till late game where you really need items, but still overall good. I mean, look at where the Jug's sitting for the most part.
I like the fact that Chrissy has been playing a lot more active, because a lot of other Ember Spirit could just be like AFK farming right now. So, but he's definitely utilizing the fact that his hero has some of the best kind of disabled. The chain is so good against Queen of Pain.
Yeah, when they play this hero, it's normally like a 2-position Ember Spirit trying to create space for their mid farmer, in this case the Shadow Fiend, but they haven't done much to protect Shadow Fiend, so he's really playing catch-up this game.
Chrissy coming in, trying to get the towers now, will not get it, but oh, it's going to get silenced up. Oh, he's out of here, but he's right back in. He will go to the right side again. I think he has one more remnant.
No, that was his last one.
Uh-oh.
It's on cooldown, and he has not thrown it anywhere. Chrissy just completely on the run, has no TP as well. He's going to wait 20 seconds. TP, no Sprout. They did get vision right away.
I mean, space created already, I think.
Kind of. If they can get like a tower top, maybe. They're going up there to push
they're doing that just now.
Chrissy's
He's actually going to just run to his team. Okay.
He's actually going to get to his team and survive. He's got a Fire Remnant now as well. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Now Noji going to find cast here.
Is he dead?
Sonic Wave if he wants to, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good for TnC.
Yeah, it's okay. It costs him a Sonic Wave, and Queen of Pain has to go back and heal, so... Definitely, like you say, a lot of space created chasing around the Ember Spirit who doesn't even die in the end.
Alright, so what does Jug go in this particular game?
I think just S and Y.
Yeah, the HP is very necessary, as we saw from the previous fight.
I don't think... I mean, BKB is just too defensive and neutral.
I think... Any consideration for Shadow Blade?
Slight consideration. I think it could make a good play here or there, but once Rave get are ready for it, once they get detection, it could quickly become a waste investment. But
I mean, I think Silver Edge against Shadow Fiend is just the damage reduction. But I guess he also will go BKB eventually. Oh no, it's going Eul's first, okay. Yeah, dodging that Omni Slash is big. And again, for most of the same reason, you get glimpsed into a static storm, you could Eul's and reduce a bit of that damage. Same thing for the Queen of Pain. Although Queen of Pain is not going for Orchid this game, right? I haven't actually got a... That's going for...
Acceptor, it looks like.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
The one who hasn't really been able to do much this game, to me, has been the Nature's Prophet. We haven't really seen Sam H get involved in much. He's helped push the tier 1 bottom tower, now he's swung top, but doesn't feel like he's necessarily been the key hero to make that happen. Do you think Nature's Prophet considers something like the Orchid this game, or what do you feel itemization-wise for MP?
Yeah, I think Orchid's great, but looks like Queen of Pain's gonna get bursted down. A ton of great initiation. He jumps in, but there's a ton of heroes here. Might actually have to spin. The spiders will get microed away. He might actually be in a little bit of trouble. They're not coming in because all of the Fire Spirit has
turning and looking to fight.
Yeah.
You get a Burrow Strike Omni Slash off, could be a kill. Instead, they find Cast here at bottom lane. Sam H. Not going to win the battle against the Death Wall, but with a glimpse, they can cancel it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Sam H gets. I think Orchid is fine as an offensive choice. What do you think about Blade Mail?
I think Blade Mail's good until the BKB comes up for Shadow Fiend to some extent.
This team is actually very soft against BKB.
I don't think, I mean, there's no items that help against Brood really at all. And against the Ember Spirit, you'd rather have an Orchid, so I think to me, the one other maybe consideration if you want a 5-man is the mech on NP, or I guess a Necro.
Necro 3, obviously, against Brood is a fine choice. I don't know. I feel like there's not a single item that gives them huge impact.
No.
By the same right, like, any item he gets is decent for the team.
Maybe he goes for the Shadow Blade, because that's like a hero where it's like, okay, our MP invested 2.8k in the Shadow Blade and it gets countered by some sentries, but you don't care as much if it's your NP as opposed to your Jug.
Yeah. The guarantee kills you get when you pick Disruptor on your lineup, you get 1 or 2 of those every game.
And that's important. You want to just slow down the Earthshaker, blink timing whenever possible. Both Radiant supports are looking very poor right about now.
Alright, going straight into the Roshan.
No medallion, it looks like. Sam H, that's another item he could have considered if they wanted to go for it. At this point, he's become more like a 4 position with the Sand King getting maybe more farm allocation, but that can quickly change if you have your MP split pushing and getting farm somewhere on the map.
Uh-oh, Sand King, a little bit of trouble here, but there's no more chain, so is he really
we got him with the Fire Remnant, just barely. Doesn't have
Sandstorm soon. Wow, gets a solo kill there.
Barely got that one, but did do so.
I think that stops the Roshan, because they just don't have enough damage output on TnC side.
Yeah, and it is Orchid coming out for Nature's Prophet.
So again, just on a gut feeling, I feel like we're getting to a stage where TnC, the full game plan has not been executed.
I think Sand King needs to buy back here. I think you do not want to let Rave... Your game plan falls apart if Rave manages to walk in, take Aegis, and then just do what they did in Game 2, where they're just playing slow defensively. They do buy some time, but they can't afford to lose Teehee. Nice healing ward for now. Chrissy tries...
That's 2 ultimates being used just for that,
did not have to buy back. He immediately TP bottom to the tier 1.
Fissure kind of not really helping out, and they will actually get zoned back.
Well,
so
that's a better play than by Max
Patience. Patience from TnC. And
Brood is creating space, though.
Are they going back right in? Because Juggernaut has gone for this max healing ward build, the damage output is very lackluster.
It's on cooldown now as they go into the Roach Pit.
Oh, Sam H is going to get picked off. Yeah, okay.
That's a sad way to die.
That's like the same spot he died. Here comes the... Well, they're not going to jump in yet, but here's the spirit.
Static Stormer, Epicenter.
Come in, boy. I'm waiting for you with the Epi, but he actually snatched the Aegis. That's huge. He's going to come back alive. He's dropping low. He's going to go down without actually using his Omni Slash. Disruptor gets picked up in the air. The game could be over just from this one play.
On Earth.
And of course, Tier 2 is going to go down on the top lane. Wow.
Sanking even preemptively Epicentered, expecting something like that to happen.
That's almost like a... Like, I dare you to come in, but he did. He got the snatch, and wow.
That's a big play.
Yeah, I mean...
That kind of shouldn't happen, but sometimes it
did
just
happen.
does. Yeah, exactly. You can't...
I mean, KYXY should not have denied the Aegis, but it did. So, like, you know, Dota is Dota sometimes.
That was such a... That was like a... That's the game-changing moment right now. This puts Rave in the driver's seat. They can now just play comfortably. They don't even have to get aggressive and push down towers, take fights, although they kind of can to some extent with Brood just pressuring top. That'll draw heroes top, and if Rave can find kills elsewhere using the Ember Spirit, they'll continue to do so.
So that's a T2 tower at the top lane, a T1 mid, a Roshan snatch, what didn't give them any gold experience, but they got, what, 3 kills out of that as well? Yeah, the gold graph now fully reflects. I love the SNY on Broodmother. I felt that personally Brood is an excellent right click. I mean, look at her ult, right?
But without getting anything from the movement speed, I mean, if you're in web, you have max move speed. Do you still like it?
Sometimes you're out of the web. I just think that the fact that you're very tanky, because a lot of times she just gets nuked down, right?
Yep.
Now you have to commit that extra 1 or 2 nukes. Well, obviously BKBs, you know, serve the same purpose, but you gotta maim them, man.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, yeah, exactly. Maim is one of those.
Maim plus your ult. Aim moving anywhere, right?
All right, well, now TnC decides to smoke up.
This smoke has to work.
Yeah, and whose ideal target is Ember or Shadow Fiend, I guess?
I think the ideal target is anybody, and then you go into a push, because they just need to grab a kill. If you could kill the Aegis and the second kill.
Fiend.
Yeah.
Aegis was on Ember's
got
turn.
heals.
Well, they're going to Omni Slash. Won't even get a chance.
Okay.
That was a slight overcommit.
Yeah, I don't know. But he did have Yule, so it could have...
yeah. Maybe not the Static Storm to be used. Now they're going to get a secondary pickup. They catch out Earthshaker, throws an Echo Slam, but then he gets Burrow Striked and Fury down.
But this is where the Brood pick comes in, because, yep, you got 2 kills. Guess what? TP back and defend your tower now.
Yep.
So...
It's still worthwhile smoke gank and... Oh, they're going to catch him out in the Sprout. Burrow Strike to follow. Then they dust, and Ryu looking to light his way back to victory, but Queen of Pain salvages that one.
I mean, this is where BKB would have made a difference, and that's how SNY would not have. But nice pick off by Chrissy. To me, Chrissy right now has been the MVP of this game, and perhaps this series. Has been making the play where it counts. Bottom lane, he's just completely removed Sam H from the game, right?
Yep.
Killed him multiple
Game 2,
times.
his last track was a big playmaker as well.
Aegis snatch this game.
Sam H, yeah, like you say, he has been a non-factor this game. So TnC, have they worked it out for them? Sanking Ayu's had a great series. To me, he's maybe been the best performer on the TnC side, next to kind of Teehee to some extent on the mid lane. But
That's a Manta style, just to break the Orchid that's going to be coming on Nature's Prophet.
for Ember Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah, this is pretty standard for Chrissy. He never really prioritizes getting that, like, glass cannony,
The
Battle
Battle
Fury data list type play.
Well, he doesn't have the Manta now, and
That's
he
a
will
face,
eat
yeah.
a lot of damage. Will die as a result.
He buys it before he dies, but that's still a key hero to be killing off at this stage of the game regardless.
We
so.
say Sam H is not really in the game, at least in the lane stage, but in terms of this mid-game, his pick-off potential is a big crucial part of how TnC is going to be clawing themselves back.
Even picking, like, yeah, he was the one who helped pick off the Brood at top. Then he comes bottom, and he can keep being instrumental in ganking out Brood in the top lane.
Would you say it's an accurate phrase to say that TnC is trying to claw themselves back in the game, or they're closer than that?
I think they're a bit closer than that, but the playstyle which they're going to use to get back in the game is like very much find a pick-off, back off, and farm. And then as soon as possible, go for another pick-off.
Double damage on Teehee. He's coming in. Burrow Strike's going to be there. He's going to Omni Slash. Creeps are coming in. BKB and Yule's defensively being used, but Sonic Wave is going to do a ton of damage. Spin not doing that much thanks to the BKB. They did force it out, though.
Yeah. And he had to spin as well afterwards, otherwise he could have maybe looked to get those DD right clicks to finish the kill. Great vision from the high ground. We'll save cast, and that
Defensive death ward.
I mean, there's a healing wall. This is a dead T2 tower, and they'll take this and I imagine retreat out. They used to, a lot of their, I mean, they invested everything to make that happen.
Ember's back too. Let's get out.
Let's get out. I don't think they'll find a Brood pick off because Brood will be very wary of the fact that they do back off. But this is where TnC found their Ancients, found their Neutrals. They've set up some deep wards in the Radiant side of the map. I think too risky to go for those Radiant, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, just look to force the Brood maybe out of this top lane for a bit. But
yeah. I like what TnC is doing, essentially creating chaos. You don't want a very methodical game, because Rave showed in game 2, if you're going to give them that, they will out-farm you. And because of the picks, their picks are more geared towards late.
Bold move from Rave. They come straight towards the top lane.
Seems like they know. TnC
Maybe that Dire Ward scouted. I'm not sure where they left from, but that is a kind of unexpected smoke direction to join up with the Brood at top lane. But at the same time, they see no one pushing out the mid lane. And that's where, well, if those other 4 heroes were somewhere else on the map, they'd either maybe smoke. There's no Roshan to smoke towards. If they head towards the Dire Secret Shop, they're only doing it to get wards down.
There's a Claymore on the Juggernaut, so I wonder. I think Battle Fury is more likely.
I think so too. Yeah, transition towards late game. It's like the backup plan, I guess, now that they haven't won early.
I actually prefer picking up the Calling Blade, though, if that's what you're going for. More farm.
I mean, the Silver Edge isn't bad this game. You can get rid of the Shadowkeep passive, get rid of the Brood passive. I say that, I assume you can. I still don't know half of this. There's so many exceptions with Silver Edge that it doesn't all make sense.
It doesn't get rid of the plus damage of Shadowkeep, but it'll get rid of the minus armor.
Yeah.
I think the minus 40% damage output is, to me, one of the best reasons you want to get it late.
Yep.
Unless you're up against like a Bristleback, which you're definitely getting against the passive. We'll see what he gets, though.
Yeah. For now, I'm just going to fall back. There we go. Battle Fury it is. And
it's alright, yeah.
A bit more damage output in the Omni Slash, and it's more like, what else do you get? The other options, you go that kind of 6.83 Scotty build, where you're just looking at a ton of stats, becoming that carry that can fight anyone, but I just don't feel like that's necessarily going to be the case with Rave's lineup.
They find him, but Brewmother just
steps to the side, didn't take damage against
this ward. Look at that on high ground is what's making it work. But
now he goes to the
this is ridiculous. Like, okay,
what's this Ember doing mid?
All right, I like this. He is like, forget this. I'm getting a gem.
Chrissy's got to know there's a lot of detection at this top lane.
Yeah,
which he's gonna walk. Okay, that's his own Radiant Sentry ward.
Oh, okay. Things looking bad. Not in his happy place right now.
The Flame Remnant's not going to be enough.
Okay.
Could have used
he could have used
triple Fire Remnant, or like he could have used them offensively for damage.
Right, but he went for the.
At that point, like, what's your escape plan? Yeah, you die to a Disruptor, Jug, whoever.
I mean, if it was a meme pub, right? It's like, all right, got the kill.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but then you die as you know.
I would have done the triple Fire Remnant to secure that kill in pub, and then suddenly.
You know, with emphasis, right? You got to get the kill. You don't go in, let them go.
Yeah. I'm okay with that play. I don't think his teammates would be okay with that play.
Chrissy's definitely not okay with the play.
Yeah, Chrissy himself would be like, damn, I'm a noob.
All right, BKB finish, and we saw from that previous engagement, very necessary.
Yeah. This is... And then unfortunately he has this kind of Axe BKB where he's very much reliant on his ultimate and his team fight as far as what he offers to the team. He can stay alive a bit, but it's all about throwing Sonic Waves now. Maybe looking to hunt down the Brood a bit with the gem pickup, which is going to remain on Queen of Pain.
TnC seems very cognizant of these smokes. I say that, he's going to get jumped on. Can he activate his BKB? Great force stab. He will need a BKB right now. Sankey, though, in the middle of a Static Storm on top of stuff. Yeah, he is. He doesn't have Blacking Bar of his own. A lot of backup damage. Do they have that healing ward? It's a level 4 healing ward not being focused. Everybody's still alive. Teehee's still running away. Blink Dagger forward, and looks like he will go down as a result. Nobody dies, though, on the side of Rave.
Yeah, Chrissy barely survived the Static Storm there. He got out with like 100, it wore off 100 to 200 HP, and then he got the Fire Remnant out.
And this is where he feels like if you went for the Scotty build, the extra HP, very much so necessary.
Yeah, I think the Scotty build maybe would have helped him out a bit more there.
It feels like how these fights are going, he doesn't necessarily need more damage. He needs to just survive. And looks like Glimpse.
Oh, Chrissy brought back. He's got another Fire Rune available, and he still gets hit by it.
Yeah, that's cheeky. I thought you could destroy that.
I think you can. I think he maybe mistimed it. Well, to this, I think it has to like land while you're in the sleight of fist.
Okay.
But he like came back from the sleight of fist and then hit him when he came back. Maybe. I'm pretty sure you can if it's timed correctly.
All right, so Shadow Fiend still looking at Yule's BKB. I'm not sure what his next item of choice is.
Last game it was the Blink and then Butterfly. Blink this game. I mean, it's kind of like who can you actually blow up? There's BKB on Queen of Pain. Jug can Blade Fury out.
Yeah, I don't think Blink.
I
is,
don't. Yeah, I think you go more just get your tier 4 items, but
Oh, he's going Blink. You kill the Prophet over and over again. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm not convinced by the Blink pickup.
I'm
but it's
actually-
like a personal preference thing, maybe.
I think like Helm into Satanic is because if they're not blowing you up completely from get-go, you're gonna be life-stealing things back.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how it feels.
Helm, like Satanic Butterfly as like your next 2 items would have worked fine, or do like even a Daedalus, kind of what like we saw Dendy doing a bit on his Shadow Fiend, but to me the Blink doesn't offer much. You're not comboing with it. Like yeah, Earthshaker has a Blink, but Earthshaker's never leading a fight with it with his Blink Echo unless TnC are getting caught out of position. Earthshaker is very much more like the middle team fight / end of team fight where he comes in after BKBs have worn off or heroes have been pushed into bad positions.
Yeah, normally I also say, look, you could get Blink just for a defensive purpose, like you could split push and use Blink as an escape, but you have Brewmother kind of fulfilling that role. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. It's maybe just like he's confident and comfortable doing it. They're going to catch out Sand King. He gets the 4 stuff, has a Bar Strike as well. He actually forced into a cask. But I'm not going to bother him too much. This is a good time for Rave to fight. They've got the BKB on Brood now. BKB SMY, a lot of fighting potential coming out of this Broodmother.
Feels like Sand King is playing more ballsy than she should.
Oh, BKB SF Blink forward as well. They see
there you
Kaiser's
go.
around, but he's going to go instantly in on the Disruptor. The Requiem combo lands. And they're going to be forced back here. Chrissy on the front lines with a DD rune of all things. Ayo cannot fight into this. Will
Barely
survive
keeping
for
out.
now. Nope, not going to get out of there.
Yeah, this chaotic fight is not favoring TnC as Rave's got the better jump. The Blink Requiem, I mean, we say it's not for the 5-on-5 fight, but when you remove one out of the fight immediately like that,
Yeah.
Rave is kind of doing it right now.
Just fighting into the BKBs just didn't really seem to amount to much, and also being able to burst down Jug.
All right.
This is a hard game for Jug to get off good Omni Slashes.
Yeah.
I mean, Fire Remnant, Shadow Fiend Yules.
Well, I think a big part of it is his item choice. I don't think he's tanky enough.
No.
Normally, I say an Aegis Snatch deserves another, but I don't think Queen of Pain will be blinking into there for the play. Actually, that would just be a feed.
So did TnC just resort to some good old classic Rat Dodo out of the Nature's Prophet, or?
Like, it's definitely not TnC playstyle, but I guess that's what they have to do.
No, they're against an Aegis for now, so they're definitely not going to be looking at a team fight against the BKB and just kind of superior team fight of Rave for the most part. TnC just aren't never fighting openings. Like they have the last 2 or 3 team fights they've lost. They haven't used Omni Slash. They haven't used Sand King Epicenter. They did get an Omni Slash off in one fight, but there was no follow-up damage to get additional kills.
Yeah. I mean, a part of that is perhaps TnC. Well, he's got Manta, so. Yeah, he's not, oh,
But
okay.
He's has the Aegis and not going to chase further.
Yeah, part of them is just not finding the right opportunity to throw their spells out. I think another part is that Rave is very cognizant that if they group up, that's what could beat them. So I think in these fights they're spreading very well, and it helps when you have a carrier like Ember Spirit that can come in from a different angle. And I think Witch Doctor and Earthshaker has been doing an excellent job just staying really far back.
Yep. Jug will now complete that Battle Fury. Jug's item progression is just going to disappear this game. And the entire TnC team are very slow to pick up these mid to late game items.
Mm-hmm. You know, another item choice that he could have gone for is Aghanims on the Juggernaut instead of the Battle Fury.
Yeah,
just
not
play him much more like
conventional,
a quote-unquote spellcaster, right? Like you just get off your ultimate.
Yep. Well, we'll see there. It's a very late Battle Fury in that sense.
I mean, that doesn't mean much. No. If this game could go on for 80 minutes, that Battle Fury is very early relative to the length of the game, right? Although I'm not sure if this game's going to go on to 80 minutes. One could only dream.
Well, for now, it looks like Rave are not going to be looking to let the game last that long. They're grouping up and kind of looking to start pushing. They can't behind the Brood a bit. With a smoke.
That's an early healing ward. Oh, Echo
with good reason, maybe?
He's going to actually run out of there alive. Spin will come out. Epicenter on the backline, but looks like Blink got canceled by the Requiem. Brewmother attacking with a BKB. Buyback immediately from the Shaker. We're going to need to see some buyback from TnC, or this will not even last till 40 minutes.
They don't have buyback. All three of those here, okay, Nature's probably the only one with a buyback, and now they're going to focus down the tier 3. Buyback comes out. Chrissy can maybe TP home and come back to the Fire Remnant, and that's exactly what he's going to do. No glimpse to cancel it. He's coming back to this top lane, fully healed up. He can even bundle up some of his teammates if he chooses to, and that's top racks down. TnC suddenly in a tough spot.
Well, it's going to try to glimpse him back, and they do, but he's right back in it. And now 2 heroes being stuck up here. This is going to be GG.
That's a dieback from NP. There's only buyback on Queen of Pain. TnC had a great run in the qualifiers, but...
Well, they had a great sprint to start the best of 3 series, and then they're out of gas.
Oh.
Yeah. Rave, perhaps a more experienced team.
I think that's kind of what they showed here. Just, for the most part, item selections on point. Just happy to play the slow, patient game and wait for TnC to mess up.
But for the sake of C Dota, I hope that TnC is not going away, because they're a very exciting team to watch. Sonic Wave is actually going to hit thin air.
Yeah. To me, it's a team who's been playing together as 5 unknown players for a while. They'll continue to do so. They'll look at this qualifier for the most part as a success. And well, they bring down the Aegis, but good luck killing this guy a second time. Chrissy not going to go for the Sleight of Fist, which maybe would have killed off Disruptor.
They glimpse him back in. Do they have Static Storm? They won't, but they'll bring him down. Omni Slash. Look at that camera go. You know what? They're not GGing out yet. I like that. It's the last match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You may have a 0.5% chance to win, but, you know, what else you got to lose?
I mean, it's TI qualifiers too. Like, for all you know, Rave is going to have suddenly, like, some catastrophic thing happen to them, which you obviously don't hope for.
Yeah. Something could happen.
Yeah.
They got a Battlefield, right? That's the late game item. Cleave them spiders, yo.
Well, and for TnC, you still... I feel like they still, for the most part, need to sit back, although not to the extent where Rave just gets more... I mean, they're going to pick up items. They may wait for the next Roshan.
Yeah.
But, I mean, TnC can't just run at Rave here. Maybe while Ember Spirit's dead, they try and make something happen. And
are they actually trying to push out mid? This looks like a desperate YOLO mid attempt.
Yeah. I mean, there's two options. You sit back and wait for yourselves to die / for Rave to make a mistake, or you just YOLO forward and probably just YOLO into your deaths. But
well, I mean, if they're playing to win this game, as soon as Ember Spirit comes back alive, you go back.
Yes. I think I agree. I think they are definitely playing to win this game, Lumi, but well, no, I mean, positions like this, it's like, what is really the best path? Do you wait for the slow death? Do you go forward and make a risky play and then it's a fast death?
I mean, we need some envy words, wise word here. You like, what does he say? You don't lose slowly, right? You go for the win.
Yeah. What's
the winning play then?
Well, I mean, sometimes Envy, when he talks about being in these terrible, unwinnable positions, he just goes, he called it suicide pushing. He goes to a lane and suicide pushes. It's just like, I'm going to push it out, force him to come back and defend, and probably die. 90% I die, but that's the game plan, suicide push. And maybe that's kind of what Nature's Prophet or Jug has to resort to some extent, just to slow things down.
You don't save for buyback, right? Just on the game plan of the suicide play.
Yeah. Maybe the hero, like, off-pushing does, but that's kind of how you have to maximize your itemization by getting whatever farm is on the map. If you're sitting back in your base hiding, no one's getting farm. You have no chance of winning, so...
Yeah, Rave is going to do the same thing, which is, yeah, I'm going to go and push down one lane now. That's 5. Good luck.
They've got AC this time around. They're getting scarier and scarier.
I mean, like, the Brewmother is already a huge issue in the last fight.
They're going to surprise him at the Tier 2 tower here. Oh, they caught out the Sand King. That's not good. They can't afford to lose him. Ayo, will he get out of here? Chrissy goes forward, gets him with the Searing Chain. Uh-oh, Sand King without buyback, and this is looking like the end for TnC now.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonic Wave to kill the creeps. He needs to blink back.
Didn't even kill the creeps.
Yeah, they need an Omni Slash, like a GG Omni Slash right now. Where's that Juggernaut? It's coming in on the right side. He actually can't even get into the fight. Shadowfiend's zoning everybody out.
And they've lost Sam H again. They're just going to get to work on the Tier 3 towers here. Rave feels like there's nothing they can do to lose this game at this point. They're going to focus down the racks. Mega Creeps is surely here. TnC will fight to the bitter end.
Sonic Wave is coming back in just a bit. Oh, but the Echo Slam here from the Shaker, and it's going to bring down Teehee once again. Have we seen an Omni Slash this game? Because I haven't.
Same with the Epicenter. Since, like, maybe they've got it for, like, 1 or 2 solo kills here or there, but unfortunately the team fights have just been going Rave's way every single time. They position so well such that there's never an Omni Slash opportunity, and then they commit to the Jug when they know they can burst him down, chain stun him. And so much of that has been Chrissy on the Ember Spirit. He keeps chipping away at them, spams the Sleight of Fist, gets him low, and then, okay, Jug's half HP, let's fully commit, let's kill him now before he Omni Slashes.
C got too good. I'm calling it here. Chrissy, MVP.
This to me is, him and Rio are the 2 star players of this team. Like JO's solid on carry, but he doesn't make the flashy plays. And often it has been like, had forced to play catch-up. We saw in this series where he's playing catch-up on Shadow Fiend. 2 games in a row, partly because of the playstyle, but it's Rave who stay alive and continue their journey for that TI5.
The Pinoy dream lives on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did knock out Pinoy team themselves.
Pinoy versus Pinoy. You'd hope that it